Hi, enjoyed algebra. We've got today and tomorrow to review for our final progress check. So make sure that you've already tried all these problems once. Take super good notes while we do this video. This one's pretty basic, starting off by just matching points. So just remember that we always do x and then y. So here, for instance, for point A, the x-coordinate is 2, and the y-coordinate is 4. So this is the point 2, 4. For B, the x-coordinate is -4, so -4, 0. Letter C is 1, -2. D is 0, 2. E is -2, 1. And F is 4, 2. So notice that that's almost the same thing as A, just with the x and y swapped. In this problem, we're trying to find the slope. So remember, the slope is always the change in y over the change in x, or the change in the dependent divided by the change in the independent. So for us, we should think of this as y and this as x, because the money left should depend on the number of days. So I'm going to do, to find the change in y, I'm going to subtract 40 minus 50. That's a change of 10, -10. And then the number of days, 4 minus 2, that's a change of 2 days. That gives me -5. So what's happening here? Every time we go up 2 days, we go down $10. So for every day, we're decreasing by $5. Here we've got one of these graphs that's a walk around the neighborhood, it seems like. So notice on this axis, we have distance from the start, so distance from the house, and the time in minutes. From 0 to 30 minutes, the distance is going up at a steady rate. How fast is it going up? Well, it's going up 5 kilometers in 30 minutes. So that we could write as 10 kilometers in 1 hour. So from 0 to 30, we should have her distance is increasing at a constant rate of 10 kilometers per hour. Okay, for the next part, graph is flat, which means that the distance is staying here at 5 kilometers. The distance is not changing. So the option there, distance from home, is not changing. Okay, look at this next part of the graph. Notice that it's steeper here than it is here. So that means that the distance is increasing faster, so she's walking faster. And I believe that was one of the choices you could have chosen. Yes, she's walking more quickly than she did at the start of the walk. Okay, the next part, now we're on to this part, and again, distance is not changing. And then let's just look at the graph while we're here. This next last part, where it's going down. The distance from home is going down. By how much? Well, it goes from 7 to 0. So about 7 kilometers in how many minutes? In about, we kind of bring this down, that would be close to 100. I'm going to round it off and say that this is about 65 minutes. So this is more than an hour. So this is something around 8 or 9 kilometers per hour, probably, just estimating. And it'll be a negative slope because the distance is decreasing. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, so for that one flat part of the graph, distance is not changing. And then this one has the right rate. It's decreasing at a rate of 8.8 kilometers per hour. So here we've just got to match graphs with equations. So on letter A, notice that the slope goes up 3 over 1. This has a slope of 3. Y equals 3x. That's for A. Line B has a negative slope and a y-intercept of 5. Notice that it goes down 1 over 2. -1/2 x plus 5. Line C has a 0 slope. This is just the line y equals 3. Notice that this is y equals 3 and this is y equals 3x. Very different. And then line D is this vertical line. Every single point on this line has an x-coordinate of what? -2, right? So this is -2, 0. This here is -2, 2. So this is just the line x equals -2. All right, for this one, we've got to write an equation. Let's check and see if it's linear. So here, every time it seems like we go up 2. And here, now we go up 4, up 4, up 4. So it looks like my slope, my change in y over change in x is constant. This looks linear because 4 divided by 2, that slope is always 2. That helps me find the equation of this line. It's going to be 2x plus something. What's my y-intercept going to be? Oh, it's right here. That is my y-intercept. So 2x plus 9. All right, we want to be parallel to this line, y equals 4x minus 5. So that means the same slope. So I know my equation needs to be y equals 4x plus which line gives me that? It's this one, letter D. A point on this graph. So if it's a point, then it must be a solution. And that means it has to make the equation true. So if I plug in 0 for x, I don't get out 1/3 for y, so that does not work. If I plug in 3 for x, let's see if I get out 7. All right, that definitely does not work. Let's try 3, 6, and that does work. 0, 0, I can tell wouldn't work. All right, same question, but a different form of a line, so I've got to figure out which of these points will be a solution to this equation. 3, 5 does not work. Let's try 3, negative 13. So I'm putting 3 where x is and negative 13 where the y is. I can tell this isn't going to work because this is going to be positive on this side and this is negative. So that's no. 0, negative 13. Similarly, I'd put a 0 here and a negative 13 here. That's probably not going to work. Let's try a negative 1, 2. So I've got 3 minus 10. Sorry, negative 3 minus 10, which is indeed negative 13. So negative 1, 2. I'm looking for the equation of this line. And maybe I'm going to check out the slope. Well, I know here the y-intercept is negative 4. And my slope should be positive because it's going up from left to right. And it looks like it goes up 4 over 3. So my slope is 4/3. This one has a slope of 3/4. That's wrong. This one has a slope of 1. That's wrong. This one, if I write it in this form, yeah, this is going to be y equals negative x plus 3. That's not going to have the right slope. So I hope it's this one. Let me see if I write this in slope-intercept form. Then we can see this does match what I was expecting. So my answer is B. Okay, we're trying to write the equation of the line that goes through these 2 points. I'm going to need a slope and a y-intercept. To get my slope, I'm going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I can label these. So I'm going to do negative 5 minus negative 1 divided by 0 minus 2. So that's the same as negative 5 plus 1. That's going to give me negative 4 divided by negative 2. So my slope is going to be 2. Now what's my y-intercept going to be? Oh, I'm super lucky because they gave it to me. Right here. I can tell that's my y-intercept because x is 0. If I didn't know that was the y-intercept and I didn't see that, I could have tested this out and written, well, I know my equation is going to look like 2x plus b, and then I could have plugged in a point. So I know that I have to get negative 5 for y when I put in 0 for x, and that just tells me that the b must be negative 5. Great job. Make sure you're keeping these notes. Give your practice problems one more try if you need for 100%.